Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The Eastern Irrigation District has applied to change their water licence so they are no longer limited to just using their water for irrigation. Why? Because right now they're breaking the law. In their own application, they admit they've already signed several agreements selling rights to use the water for other purposes. So my question is to the Minister of Environment. Why has the Minister failed to protect or to prosecute his act when it's clear that the Eastern Irrigation District is breaking his own Water Act?
The Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, it's pretty clear that that water that is under the license of an irrigation district is designated for agricultural purposes. But the reality that the member needs to understand is in the areas that are served by the Eastern Irrigation District, there is very little opportunity for access to off-stream storage other than that is provided by the irrigation district. And so there are some limited uses for acreages and the like that do not fit the exact law.
The Honourable Member.
We work with.
The Honourable Member has the floor.
Well, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Well, given that it's generally the understanding that when there's a law, we expect it to be well written enough for people to follow it, and given that there is clearly a limited supply of water in the area, and given that the EID is clearly trying to profit off this shortage at the expense of the broader public need for the water through this application to change the law after the fact, why won't the Minister act to prevent the illegal use of Alberta's precious and limited water supply and ensure that this application is denied?
The Honourable Minister.
Who do you think they are?
Mr. Speaker, we're in the process right now of reviewing the policy with respect to the ability for irrigation districts to expand the use, and we will be changing that policy to recognize that in very limited circumstances there are appropriate times that irrigation districts should be able to redesignate the water to appropriate uses in those individual circumstances.
Member.
Well, Mr. Speaker, given that the Minister has actually made a number of empty promises to make the water policy public and to consult with Albertans on any changes at least 7 times over the last year and a half, and given that the situation I've just described highlights the extreme dysfunction of the current system, why won't the Minister tell Albertans today exactly when and where his policy will be made public and the time and place of the consultations that will follow?
The Honourable Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I would be more than happy to advise the member and all members of that exact information. Unfortunately, I am not in a position to do so at this point in time. We do have a process that needs to be followed. We do have work that is underway, and I will advise the member and all Albertans when the time is appropriate.